Just because I'm fighting on TV, they yelling. Lord knows I did it for the team. They ain't make nobody like me. So folks can never stop. For my kids and all the years I've been grinding to reach the top. No fear, no shedding tears. Keep pushing beyond the limit. These fighters beyond timid. Can't hang with me off the ropes. I been dog them all through the city. Say New Orleans my home. I dream of fighting in domes. You can't step in my territory. You won't make it home. In this world I'm a champion.
Yo, man. Oh, yeah. Of course, that's me. I got to do this. Welcome in, y'all. Lights out with Lou Savarese on a rainy Wednesday here in Houston, Texas. Man,
every day's rainy nowadays.
I feel like it's Florida, right?
Man, Seattle.
Ooh,
it's every day now in Houston, like flash flooding, which is crazy. Like, you know, and then like there was a hurricane coming, but it's going down to Mexico, I see. But welcome in, y'all. Lights out with Lou. Obviously, we're over here at Savarese Fight Fit in Bel Air, where it's hard to get a tea time.
It is. It's rough over here, man.
State-of-the-art equipment. DeMarcus, the Encyclopedia Jones, head trainer over here, and of course, heavyweight champ Lou Savarese. Man. Again, walked in today. The parking lot keeps getting busier and busier. I'm glad that building next door got knocked down.
Yeah, me too. Makes two of us. So.
Yeah.
Nice guys too. They're the same guys that own the bowling alley and everything.
Are they gonna put anything over there?
No. They just need parking. And parking's such a premium here.
And y'all have a jiu-jitsu gym?
It's a taekwondo school behind us.
Taekwondo school.
Marcus used to train there.
Sure did.
A couple of years ago.
Did you steal him?
No. I saw him somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. But I had good news for DeMarcus. Looks like DeMarcus is going to be a mainstay on the show now every Wednesday.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, man.
They ain't gonna be cheap, but
I love it. I told him, I said, well, look, man, you get to spend more time with Lou. He's like, oh, great. Like, we don't spend enough time together. Right. Look, over the past couple of days, sad event happened. Coach Saul, one of your good friends, passed away. Man, tell me about Coach Saul.
Saul Solis, who's a fixture here in town, had a gym called Metro Fight Club, and I was lucky enough to meet him. He's one of the premier jiu-jitsu coaches here in town, but he helped me out with my MMA fight, one MMA fight, and it was just so
that you won.
Yeah, I won. Yeah, he was a huge part of it, but it was I laugh about it, but I mean, I was getting like choked out all the time by this guy. It was just so humbling. I mean, he's not a big dude. How tall was Saul? Maybe 5'6" or something.
I was going to say 5'6", 5'7".
Like, choked out by Hervé Villachet, but what a great guy, man. He was intense too, and a really great shape too, man. It was so sad. I mean, as of last week, we have a mutual friend that's a physician. He told me he was doing fine, and man, he wound up passing. And
I talked to Rocky a little bit about it. I know he was great friends with him. Rocky Wars. Rocky Wars is good friends with him, and I've met him actually a couple of times with Rocky. But just a humble, like you said, just a nice guy, just a genuine character. Just terrible, and we feel bad for his family and everybody. So we hope everybody's doing well. And Coach Saul is what everybody called him. Just a great guy in the community for sure.
One of my good friends, Mike the Greek, and they were really close together. Saul was with Mike when Mike was in the. What was it called, the fighter? Or
when he was on it was Bellator's Fight Master. Fight Master, yeah.
Did you have any experience with Coach Saul?
Yes, talked to him quite a few times because I had just started training at Lou's gym right around the time he was getting ready for his MMA fight with Timothy Papp, I believe his name was.
We used to laugh because Saul was like, don't, because I wanted to kick. I was dying to kick somebody. He's like, just punch, don't kick. And the funniest part of the whole thing was, when I knocked the guy down, I went to a neutral corner.
He went to a neutral corner.
Screaming at me. How you doing? It's funny.
His boxing instincts kicked in.
And then also when I went down, there's certain moves I had to do, and I was waiting for the guy to get into the one position so I could do my move. And the guy didn't do it, so I just got up and knocked him out, so it worked out good.
Yeah, especially here in Houston, Coach Saul was definitely a pillar in this community as far as MMA fights, boxing. Like, everybody knew who he was.
Yeah, he had, an amazing gym, Metro Fight Club, so many great guys came out of it. He has a guy right now over in his he's at Athletic now, but he had Adrian Yanez, who just had a big win on UFC card, and has a lot of great fighters.
Well, we just want to say rest in peace, Coach Saul. I hope everything's all right, with his family, and we nothing but condolences for his family and everybody, family and friends, and man, we're gonna miss you, Coach Saul. Speaking of fights coming up, we talked a little bit. Are you scheduled?
Yeah, well, I am for January 20th. We're gonna fight.
You have a fight January 20th.
Yes, we're going to fight.
Wow, man.
Nah. But we got a lot of good stuff going on. I got something we'll talk about next week. But as of now, I talked to Jerry Cooney yesterday, who's good friends with Peter Kahn, who's one of the main guys for Triller. So Cooney really wants to. He's kind of my buddy, but he wants me to. He would love to see me fight Lamar Odom over. There's some rumors that Bo may not fight him now. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's been, all kinds of weird stuff I've been hearing about boxing and stuff, but. I'm not mad because I would love to fight Lamar Odom.
I'll say I'd fight Lamar Odom tomorrow.
I think Jeff would knock him out. See,
Man, thank you.
Good.
I appreciate that. Finally,
Jeff would knock him out. Oh my God!
Excellent. Look,
Aaron Carter gave him a tough fight for a couple of seconds.
He came in with the windmill.
Wow. Yeah, we talked about Aaron Carter last week, and
he's fighting Lenny Dykstra. No, wait.
Yeah, he's fighting Lenny Dykstra.
Nails.
That's one of the most random things I've ever heard.
Dude, anything for money these days, right? And we all knew Lenny Dykstra had some financial troubles a couple years ago. It was public as hell, So it seems to be, if you are a star fading out in the spotlight and you owe money to people.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks, Jeff.
No, not you. I'm saying you obviously have a fight coming up in 20. No, man, Savarese Fight Fit's killing it. Y'all should come here. And main boxing gym downtown. My goodness.
Yeah, that's Big Bobby. He's the one with all the money.
Man, I saw his brother the other day, Bill. Had a good time with him. Hey, David, what's going on? Nancy Salvatore is back on tonight. Gary Salusi, Kevin Anthony, thank y'all for paying attention. Any questions you got for Lou, myself, or DeMarcus? Light them up. Lou fighting January 20th, man. I'm excited. So do you have a name?
No, we have a couple of people in the works right now, but next week I'll make this other announcement. We got something really cool coming, but 20th is a definite. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wait till next week.
It's gonna be at the Bayou Event Center.
Look, I love that. Y'all got to tune in next week to find out what's going on with Lou. Is DeMarcus gonna fight?
Yes.
I can't wait. Don't line me up.
And we're gonna have a big part of the proceeds. We're going to go to Camp Hope.
Nice.
Yeah, I spoke to David from Camp Hope today. Great guy.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah. That is awesome. Good, man. Look, man, I love this show just for things like that.
I got one problem.
Uh-oh.
Barry says I told him that he could be in my corner. Michael Berry.
I don't
remember that, but
hello, Michael.
I've been hitting him a couple of
we'll have to talk to Michael Berry about that, man. Gary Saluzzi says he'll be at the fight, man. I can't wait. January 20th. We'll announce next week who Lou is fighting on January 20th. And DeMarcus was going to be on the undercard. I'm excited. What's up, Thomas? Thomas from Chicago. Big Cubs fan. Well, then Astros fan. Let's get into some fights that happened this past weekend. There were some great fights and then some really boring fights. It was just one. There was one fight in particular that I think the boxing community would love to forget. Virgil Ortiz. Is this guy... Okay, first of all, he got a KO in round 10?
Round 9. No, round 8.
Round 8?
Round 8, yes, sir.
18 knockouts, 18 fights.
18 fights, yes.
This kid looks good. He looks really good. And he dropped the Mean Machine. And we were talking before. I didn't know about the second round because I caught the fight around the fourth round. What happened in the second?
So in the second round of the fight, and you can look at it in the highlights, Mean Machine had Virgil Ortiz in trouble. He had him holding on, and at one point he goes down, and it was ruled a slip.
Ortiz was down, but Ortiz has never been down before.
No.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's almost Mayweather-like. We're 18. Well, Mayweather / Tyson, 18 KOs, 18 fights, and never been knocked down. Yeah, but you say it was a knockout.
Mayweather's not a big puncher.
But I was going to say, Mayweather's first 13 or 14 fights, though, were all knockouts.
Really?
People forget that about Floyd, and I hate that because in his later years, it's
more for his defense.
Yeah, well, I mean, people. Oh yeah, there it is. I think they're showing it right now.
Oh, nice.
So people forget that Mayweather during his first, you said 13 fights, KO people. Everybody remembers him as this defensive fighter, but he was mowing through people his first 30 fights.
Oh yeah,
and then he changed, almost like Jordan developed the fadeaway.
It was.
He developed this incredible defense
from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, two completely different fighters.
Yeah, and it was weird how he transitioned, and that's hard to do.
It is.
Lou, are you a defensive fighter or are you offensive fighter?
Or
is that even
No, it is. I'm not known as a defensive fighter. More.
You're aggressor.
Yeah, more offensive. I would say. What do you think, DeMarcus?
I would agree. Yeah. Offensive, more intelligent pressure is what I would say.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Wow,
Look at the encyclopedia.
I've never been accused of that before.
Intelligent pressure.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ortiz in the second round, and it's good and bad because that was the first time he really had some adversity in his career, and he bounced back from it. He came back to stop the guy. But it also gives you a little pause because if he's in there with a better finisher, does he get out of that round? Because he was doing the wobbly legs for a second.
And the interesting thing about that is when a guy like that, when people see him get hurt, other opponents, like it happened with Galata. Like Galata, he was just this wrecking guy. And then all of a sudden, I think Grant.
It was Michael Grant that got him first.
People realize, oh shoot, this guy can be hurt, and they thought he was this machine. And it just makes them not seem infallible, and lets a lot of opponents try and go after these guys too.
It was different sport, but same with Ronda Rousey. She was just running through everyone, and she goes against Holly Holm, and her vulnerability, the striking shows, and now nobody's afraid of her.
You'd have never thought that you would see a female change fighting, right? And Ronda Rousey came in, and she was the main card for like 5 straight cards.
Why would you say you wouldn't see a female?
Well, in UFC. I'm talking about in UFC.
Yeah, because for the longest time, Dana White even said he was never going to have women in the UFC. And Ronda Rousey was pretty much, she was pretty much solely responsible
for politics.
You'd be a good mayor. We need a new one.
But and Mean Machine was no no scrub. Like his only loss before this fight was to Terrence Crawford, and he gave Terrence Crawford a hell of a fight too.
I'm glad you bring that up because Virgil Ortiz now says he wants Terrence Crawford.
Everybody wants Terrence.
So is that smart? Obviously, money wise, it is. But he's 18-0, 18 KOs. Should he get a few more under his belt?
Yeah, why would I don't think you think Crawford would fight him at this stage. I don't think so. There's a lot more there's money fights out there.
Yeah, like for Crawford, there's not much of a draw because Ortiz doesn't have a belt. He doesn't have a huge name yet. Like there's other guys out there for Crawford to fight. If Ortiz fights one of these fringe top 10 guys like a Porter or even somebody like Adrian Broner or somebody along the lines of that, Jeff Horn's out there somewhere.
But that Broner would be good. That's a good job. Good matchmaking. That would be a good fight him, and because that would give him some legitimacy. Mm-hmm. It's a big name. It's a fight. I think he wins.
And I think Terrence Crawford is just a step too high, too soon. It reminds me of Fernando Vargas and Felix Trinidad.
Yeah.
Vargas was good, but he was just not ready for Tito, and Tito kind of ruined him. Vargas wasn't the same after that fight.
Yeah, that was also when you said I'm an old guy, so I think about when Mancini fought Leonard. I just think too soon, I'm going back like 40 years.
I'm like,
but
Encyclopedia Lou Savarese, and I'm like, that's not on my notes.
He's got the record though, the 18 wins, the 18 knockouts. It really pops out at you, but
has he fought anybody? I mean, I understand that we're talking about Virgil Ortiz. Mm-hmm. Other than Mean Machine, like why would he challenge from both you guys? I've heard that pound for pound fighters, it's just Terrence Crawford and Canelo, like pound for pound, right?
Yeah, they're 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think Crawford's the best right now, but
it's been a minute since Crawford fought.
Yeah, Canelo's obviously been time tested too. I mean, he's been there with a lot more people. So
it was. I mean, look, I watched the Virgil Ortiz fight, and it was phenomenal to watch. I mean, the kid is amazing. Like he is good, and
the TV will like him too because he's having exciting fights.
Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of fringe guys, but no top guys on his record. He's got Mo Hooker, Sammy Vargas, Mauricio Herrera. He's beaten the people he's supposed to beat. He's beaten a lot of gatekeepers. A lot of you have to beat this guy to be something, but he hasn't. He needs that signature win.
What's his record got to be to fight Crawford?
It's not necessarily the record. It's the names on his resume. If he can get...
What was that last guy's name? The other fighter said Hooker? Was it Mo?
Mo Hooker. Maurice.
That's what Anthony Weiner got in trouble for. Mo Hookers. Hooker. I'm sorry, man.
I love this show, Lou.
How can you be Anthony Weiner and get in trouble for sending pictures of your junk?
I don't know. Trevor Bauer.
That's yeah, but Anthony, your last name is Weiner, and I wouldn't just in case.
Is that a real fighter?
No, Anthony Weiner. He's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. He's a politician.
Is this like your backdoor, Jim?
No. He's a New York politician.
Wait.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
he got in
now
trouble for sending junk pictures, and his last name is Wiener.
Does New York even have a mayor anymore? I'm just asking. You're from there, and I'm sure you keep up with this. Didn't you want to fight him the other day?
Mr. De Blasio.
Mr.
is
De Blasio.
De Blasio.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, he's the mayor, De Blasio.
The other one stepped down, so now.
No, Wiener.
No, I'm talking about the current mayor of New York. Didn't he step down?
No, that was
allegations. The governor. Governor of New York.
Yeah, that was
Governor Mayor.
Sorry.
Good old Cuomo.
I don't know the difference, man. I'm not political.
They had a few issues.
But no, so the record isn't as important as the names on the resume. If he can get like even someone like Amir Khan, Danny Garcia, if he gets one of those guys, it then makes it more appealing for him to fight Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
My mind's going up on tangents. Last time I was
go. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Do you think it's more ironic that Anthony Weiner gets in trouble for sending pictures of his wiener, or is it more ironic that Bernie Madoff goes to jail because he takes Madoff for everybody's money? Which one?
Probably the Wiener.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good. Let's get back to box.
All right.
We don't have to. Like, look. Last week, if y'all didn't see the show last Wednesday, it was the most incredible show I think we've ever had. This man Lou walks in and Troy Mustaka says, "Is this the same Lou Savarese that battled Iron Mike Tyson in 2000?" I don't know if it was a battle, but he fought.
Yeah.
And then Tyson hit the ref. Yeah. It's the same Lou Savarese.
Yeah.
But Lou walks in and what's it called?
He had a romper.
A romper.
A romper.
Yeah.
A one piece.
It was
romper.
Fierce. It was.
I like your shirt. What you got on there today? Mystery Man?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that one from?
I can't tell you where I get my shirts, man, dude. If I tell you, I got to kill you.
Y'all got to follow Lou on Instagram, man. It's awesome, man. It's unbelievable, dude.
I did something on Instagram. I did the thing about Britney. Did you see that?
Yeah, hey, but I thought I told you, like, her dad stepped down.
No, but okay. And the next day, but anyway, I did this thing. It was my acting was spot on. That was the problem. But my Aunt Origin, my 82-year-old aunt. Did you see it? She got so upset, and
Is this the one that cusses you out?
Yeah, and then she called me at like 1 a.m. She said, "Are you all right, baby? Are you all right?" I said, "What? What are you talking about?" She said, "Did you get COVID?" I said, "What?" She said, "I saw you crying." I said, "No." I said, "I was joking about Britney."
So your acting was too good. Your aunt called you. We've actually didn't you call her on the show one day?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. So she used to cuss you out from the porch.
Yeah,
I like that.
She cussed a lot of people out.
She's awesome.
She was a dispatcher at my dad's cam company, so that's a rough job.
Way to go. Anyways, getting past Terrence Crawford and Virgil Ortiz. We'll see. Terrence Crawford hadn't fought in a while. This coming up weekend, it was one of the most anticipated fights ever, right? With Pac-Man and Spence. And now Spence had to pull out for a torn retina, which he got fixed, and this guy Ugas is fighting this weekend.
Can I interrupt for a second? Because was there?
I mean, you do always. Go ahead.
Was there? Because I was hearing there was rumbles that they were saying they thought that Spence really wasn't injured at a point. I mean, how could that? Did you hear that or?
I heard that because the retina injury kind of came out of nowhere, and then the thing that threw everyone off is they said they don't know when it happened.
Yeah. So there's some speculation about that too, but what happens is this has happened to me with fighters against me, but you have to show a medical report, but you can always get somebody to fudge stuff.
Yeah, and there was rumblings on the Max Kellerman show last Friday. I forgot who his guest was, but he had on there because because it happened so close to the fight. There's always that thing, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit about the Charles Conwell fight where he pulled out, and because the manager told him to. Yeah. But this would make 0 sense for Spence to pull out of that fight.
Unless he wasn't in the best of shape.
That could be true.
And he thought he could lose because at this point, even though Pacquiao's looked great, if Spence loses to Pacquiao, like the Crawford fight goes out the window. He's talked about moving up and fighting Canelo. That fight disappears.
A guy like Spence, though, I mean, most fighters, 99% of them, they think they can beat anybody. That's a problem. I always used to think I still think I can beat anybody, but it's not always true. So that's why you need your manager to talk you down or tell you to do the right.
Well, there just
a couple of times I went against my manager and I regret it.
There hadn't been a lot of talking out of his camp since that, right? So I think that's where the speculation comes in. You know, they haven't said when it happened, where it happened, how it happened, like at all. They just said he has, you know, torn retina, and it said it was a month recovery. Obviously, you got Ugas steps in. Man, I have been watching some fights with this guy. I am not 100% convinced that Pacquiao can win this.
Ugas is no joke. He's a tough guy, real slick boxer, but he's willing to mix it up with people.
And it speaks volumes for Pacquiao. He's the guy I'm just talking about. Now, if I was his manager, I would be like, I don't know what's going on there, but I can't imagine they would want him to go and fight this guy Ugas because he's got some huge fights on the.
Dude, he's ripped, man.
No, I know, but what I'm saying, he's going to fight this guy. That's who Pacquiao is. Remember what I just said? Most fighters think Pacquiao thinks he's going to knock him out. You know?
Yep.
That's right. So
26-4, 12 KOs, 35 years old, from Miami, 2008 Olympic bronze medalist.
Yep, yeah. Cuban world champion. And 3 of those losses were...
Yeah, you've talked about this before.
Highly questionable. Like his last loss to Sean Porter, many people thought he won that fight.
And cumulative of... I mean, the only thing that could be is we don't know about if Ugas is in shape, but the thing is for Pacquiao, it's crazy because, I mean... You've been training for a guy, and they're not the same style. You're training for a guy,
almost the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean, it's really.
But isn't that the same? Isn't that the same way for Ugas though? Right. So he has to jump in versus one of the all-time greats.
Ugas is the underdog. I mean, he's coming in here per se. I mean, it's just for him. I think there's nothing but upside.
And for the fact that
unless he gets knocked out one round or whatever.
I don't see that happening. He looks to be in incredible shape.
Ugas was training though because originally this fight was supposed to be Spence and Ugas, and they were going to unify the WBA title because everyone.
Ugas doesn't have the belt though.
He's got a belt.
He's got the interim or something like that. He's got part of it.
He's got one of the 14.
And Pacquiao was supposed to fight Ryan Garcia. Then that didn't happen.
He had to take a mental break.
And Pacquiao and Spence happened, so they basically got Ugas to step aside. So now Spence gets hurt. And Ugas slides back in.
See, boxing is so political sometimes. And that's why this speculation comes up with Spence's eye injury. It's like, if Ugas wins this fight, he's set up for some really big competition. Everybody, I'm sure
the gym. It's a different stratosphere.
That's what I'm saying. If he wins this fight, man, he is.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing. I mean, unless he just embarrasses himself, which I don't see it happening. But there's nothing but upside to him. I mean, because you took on short notice, you're fighting. It's going to be interesting.
I wonder who's Ugas's promoter.
I have no idea anymore. But I don't even know. All the promoters I had, there's nobody really left except Bella, but he's not really big right now.
I don't know whose promoter is, but I mean.
Sorry, DeBella.
So, with this being said, I'll have to look up the odds on this. You think Pacquiao's still going to win this fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, both of y'all said that pretty convincingly. Yeah. And will it go the distance?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it better for Pacquiao if it goes past 8, or better for Ugas if it goes past 8?
Pacquiao, because normally if
it's not uncharted. I'm sorry, not uncharted waters for Pacquiao. He's been there so many times,
True.
And when you take a fight on short notice like that, that's the one thing that's going to come into question is someone's conditioning.
And the cool thing with Pacquiao, and I think the marks agree, it's never been a variable. His condition, he's always in shape. And you see him now.
Yeah, he looks to be in good shape.
Yeah, he looks in really good shape.
He's always been in fantastic shape.
Scott Herkert said on Facebook, Garcia beats Pac-Man. So if Pacquiao wins this, does he even fight Garcia?
Which Garcia?
I'm assuming Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay, Mikey. Because is it Mikey or Ryan? Because he was rumored to fight Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Which one's the pretty boy, Ryan?
Yes, Ryan's the pretty boy.
Probably Ryan. That would be like old versus new. That would be a big fight.
Yeah, it would be a huge name too. Garcia's not a. Is he? He's a Mexican American, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be a fun fight to watch too.
I don't know if Mikey Garcia.
Scott said Ryan. He said Ryan Garcia.
Oh no. No.
You think Ryan Garcia loses to Pacquiao?
Yes.
Even with those body punches, and he's notorious for them, right?
Yes.
I don't know.
So
Pacquiao's
The thing is, though, Pacquiao's at 147, and he's been fighting at 147 for like the past 6-7 years now. Garcia will be moving up from 135. And
Pacquiao's a big 147. He's coming in.
And Ryan Garcia got knocked down by Luke Campbell, another lefty. if Pacquiao hits him with that same shot, Pacquiao's a much bigger puncher than Campbell is. Campbell was never known for his power.
And Pacquiao's an awkward fighter. Like, he's got incredible, like
I know he's awkward. I mean, but he can fight. He's very
herky-jerky, very in and out.
Rhythm, yeah, he's got a different rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
David Scardino says, tell Goomba Lou that Pacquiao will win easily. Tremendous shape. I'm assuming he's talking about the Ryan fight, Ryan Garcia. But, you know, that's saying that he gets past this Ugas fight. Like, this is not going to be easy.
No, that's not a given that he gets past Ugas.
I need to pull up the lines because I'm tempted. I love Pacquiao just like everybody else does. Fan favorite, right? But, I mean, I'm tempted to put like $100 or $200 on Ugas because that could happen.
The odds got to be astronomical.
I bet it's, I'm going to say Pacquiao plus 300. I think we looked this up last week. No, I think it's 300, 350.
Oh, wait, yeah, we did. Let's see if it's changed.
Yeah, I mean, I think last week it was 250. It wasn't that big, you know, and that's man, for Ugas, this is the fight of his life. Like your fight of your life was the Foreman fight, and you got robbed on that one. But, you know.
Tyson, too, you can say.
Yeah, Tyson fight for sure. But, I'm
over it.
I bet Tyson will wear a romper. Isn't that what it is?
Listen, there's nobody on this earth you would rather pick a fight for you than Scott Herkett. That's unbelievable.
Scott Herkett?
Yeah, he knows about
pick a fight or be in a fight.
He knows about much about boxing as I do river dancing. I mean, it's just not a good thing. He boxed for a little while.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did you fight him?
No, he was a lot lighter than me. I've taken
Pacquiao. The odds have gone up. Pacquiao's at minus 370.
Oh, that's big.
Scott can't take a punch. I saw him get drilled one time. He wasn't even looking. Some guy clocked him.
Ugas to win is at plus 240.
I mean, I don't know. That's still. I would wait until maybe right before the fight, like, because you don't see anything coming out of Ugas' training camp, right? You don't see the videos like you do of Pacquiao. You know, Pacquiao's all over the news right now. I mean, just all his training stuff, everything.
I love seeing Freddie Roach, and it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Freddie Roach, is he a nice guy?
Yeah, great guy, great fighter too. Him and Louis Burke used to have some wars, but he's got Parkinson's. So
yeah, I mean, I like seeing him, and like his knowledge about boxing is obviously through the roof.
He's paid the price and been there, and he's not a new guy on the block by any means.
David Scardino says, if Ugas beats Pacquiao, I'll take the three of y'all out to dinner. We'll be there September 19th for your Hall of Fame.
He knows food, too. We
got to go get your eggplant parmesan. Hey, look, if we come to New York, Hall of Fame speech, he's getting inducted, New York Hall of Fame, September 19th, and if we're there, we're going to get that eggplant parmesan.
Yeah, Scott, he'll take it easy. He took me to restaurants I didn't even know about in Jersey. Jersey, but...
I know you're biased, but who has better food, Houston or New York?
New York. I mean, that's a gimme. I mean,
really? Even with all the diverse food?
Listen, when I first moved there, I'm a big foodie. Zagat's said that Houston was the best kept secret. And Houston's
are, because of the diversity.
Amazing, yeah, because you always hear about San Francisco, New York. But the thing that I think New York, I know definitely has over Houston is that it's still, I like the mom and pop Italian restaurants. I mean, there's so many. And here, I mean, if you get... It's just the Italian isn't that authentic. There's some good ones.
Is there such a thing as the water with the bread that they make there? Because it's all homemade. Yeah. So is that a real thing?
Yes. There's guys in Fort Lauderdale that tried to bottle the water and bring it down there or whatever, but it's definitely a real thing. New York water is just amazing.
There's a ton of New York people in Florida. It's like half the state of Florida is from New York.
Oh, my goodness.
It's unreal. There's a Greek restaurant on every corner.
Yeah, once you're a certain age, you have to move. It's mandatory.
It is, man. I'm serious.
And you have to get a one-piece
There's barbershops and Greek restaurants.
And a bad, what do you call it?
You can get a pastrami sandwich every half mile in Florida.
Did you hear about the new Jewish wine?
What is it?
Daddy, I want to go to Miami. Terrible.
Oh, my God. Scott Herkett. That was the night Lou knocked out the bouncer with a kick to the head. So you did kick somebody. It's like MMA. You knocked out somebody with a kick?
Oh, thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I love this. Like, what happened?
That was my first arrest. Thank you very much.
You got arrested?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Then,
did they use two sets of handcuffs or one?
One set of handcuffs. This guy was.
Did they know who you were?
No. The guy, I was young at the time. The guy was huge. He was a big black dude. He was humongous. And I was on the dance floor. My friend Paulie Headwoods. I look over and he's got it, and he was singing.
Paulie Headwoods? That's some New York stuff.
His name is Paulie Edwards, but he had a big forehead.
Yeah, so y'all came with a nickname. Of course he did.
Yeah. But anyway, he was this Eugene. He was Jewish, but acted Italian.
Eugene?
No, it was Eugene. We call him Eugene. But anyway. So I'm on the dance floor dancing, and I see him. He went by this big bounce, and he goes, "Fat boys are back." And all of a sudden, I see the guy grab my head and pull him outside. I'm like, "Oh shit!" I ran out there. And
you kicked the dude?
Yeah.
And he was tall. He was a big dude.
He's huge. He was like 300 something.
So were you training?
That was a good thing when we went to court. It didn't look very good on him because he was humongous.
So, but you were flexible, obviously, back then. To kick somebody that big?
Yeah.
Or was he leaning down? You just
no. No, he was beating up my buddy.
Oh, man, all the snowbirds in Florida. Yeah, they are, man. Lou's stories are awesome. Speaking of going back in time, Ali's grandson.
That was at Remy's. Oh, my God. I forgot about
you remember that place?
Yeah, Remy's. Oh, my God.
Ali's grandson fought this past weekend. It wasn't that entertaining. The guy he fought was obviously you want to get him a good record, right? So you wanted to get to 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. This guy had no business being in the ring. Like, I don't even know how they set up this fight, but he knocked him out. He didn't go down to the floor, but the guy just covered up. Like,
there's going to be a lot of pressure on him too. I mean, just think about it. We're talking about his first fight, so.
And he had 30 amateur fights, which I didn't know. That's kind of a lot of amateur fights for now.
Especially for he's not a heavyweight though, right? He's in his what is he, 160?
I don't know what he is.
Yeah, 160. Yeah, it's a lot of amateur fights.
I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. Like, it reminded me of the guy they brought in for Evander Holyfield's son's first fight, extremely one-sided. My worry is he came out and wore a replica of Muhammad Ali's trunks.
Yeah, I thought they were his actual trunks.
No, yeah, you're right. His actual trunks.
Is he fighting out of Kentucky too? Or?
No. I don't know where he's fighting out of, but he did. He wore Ali's actual trunks.
Wore his trunks,
the black and white ones.
They mentioned at least 40 times on the broadcast.
Well, that was the main thing.
The grandson of Muhammad Ali, they're putting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard on the kid, man. I mean, to live up to a legend, man. But.
Is he the great? I mean, he's not your greatest ever. Your greatest ever is Sugar.
There's a lot of different categories. He probably
greatest
could be
heavyweight.
the greatest ever because of the way. I mean, his magnitude. He's still the most noted athlete in the world. I mean, so. But I think from a boxing standpoint, he was amazing. I mean, the thing everybody talks about, and you always hear about how quick he was, how he punched. But the thing I think his biggest asset was his chin. I mean, he was crazy.
And Scott's laying it down on you, talking about how broke your hand, had to pull out the Riddick Bowe fight. Scott is getting crunk on Lou. We got to go meet Scott, man. We got to get into New York and go sit down with him. I'd have material for 20 shows. Well, actually,
Well, we were in Soho.
Scott, you just need to call in. We'll have Scott call in next Wednesday.
Just so you know, I was helping out this young lady. She was walking, and these two guys were like, no, seriously, these guys. She was beautiful. These guys were trying to accost her.
Are you on Bumble or Hinge or anything?
No, I don't even know what that is. So.
I'm gonna call bullshit.
What is Hinge?
Are you on any dating apps?
I can say they're dating apps.
No.
Scott,
I would mess it up anyway. I'm not on a day. No.
Lou's gonna announce who he's fighting on January 20th, next Wednesday here on the show. We need Scott to call in because I need to hear some of these stories, man.
We'll call. You don't even understand.
Well, I mean, they can be like PG.
You're not even gonna understand them. You think oh my God.
Oh, he's got thicker than you.
Well, the reason why we're such good friends. He's got tinnitus. He can't hear, and I mumble, so we really haven't talked a whole lot.
I just want to. We'll just put y'all on the phone. This will be great. We'll just sit back and be like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
I could probably understand.
He was my roommate for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. Still owes me back rent, son of a bitch. Oh, we had
Scott, you gotta pay.
This is a good
pay
story.
up.
This is a good story. This was in New York New York Newsday. We were living. We had between both of us. We had about $30 to our name, and we were living in a 3,000 square foot. Nicest apartment overlooking
Jesus. You didn't have a penny? You didn't live at 3,000 square foot?
Overlooking the East River.
Did you rob?
No, we were going one day. So one of my uncles was wrongly incarcerated. He was in prison. And so I was staying at his place in Lower Manhattan. And then I used to jog. I was getting ready to fight. And so I'd run. And this doorman would always see me. And one day I was walking by. He said, "What's the matter, champ?" I said, man, my uncle's getting out of jail." He said, "Isn't that a good thing?" I said, "No, I got to get out of his apartment." So anyway, make a long story short, the guy said, "No, there's somebody here in the apartment." I said, "Dude, I can't afford it." Anyway, so he says, "Hey," he puts me in touch with the guy, and the guy's like, he's like, "You looking for a apartment?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh my God, you're so big and everything." He's like, "Come upstairs." Anyway, up there.
I'm assuming he wasn't straight.
I don't think so. I don't think he was close to straight. His boyfriend wasn't straight either. But he, anyway, so he said, "How much can you afford?" And I said, "Well, maybe I don't know, maybe $3,000 a month or whatever." And
That's what you told him, even though you hadn't had money.
Yeah. Well, that was only 1,500 pieces. For this place, it was unbelievable. It was huge.
How long did you live there?
And we got it for 1,500. We lived there for like a year and a half till they threw us out.
In a 3,000 square.
Yeah, above it was a flat, and the biggest Scott. They had the biggest balcony in like Manhattan. It was crazy, overlooking the seaport. And we wouldn't have got thrown out, but we had a New Year's Eve party.
I was gonna ask how did you get thrown out?
Well, it also came with 3 stocked wet bars. It was crazy.
That's why you got thrown out.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, New Year's Day, I got a call, and some lady, I'm like, she's like, who is this? I said, lady, you called me, and I hung up on her. She called back again. She's like, please don't hang up. I said, who is this? And she said, I'm Charlie Feely's sister. That's the guy who gave us the apartment. I said, she goes, what are you doing there? I said, lady, you called me. What do you mean what am I doing there? It's my place. I said, I'm paying like this. She's like, oh my God. Anyway, he was supposed to be selling the place, but he didn't.
Were you fighting at this time?
Yeah, I was. I was not pro. I probably was amateur pro.
How many amateur fights did you have?
Like 33, maybe something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you
my last fight was I lost to Bo in the Olympic trials.
Okay.
Then I turned pro.
And you still say that's the hardest hitter ever.
Yeah, Bo could punch.
I love the way he says that, right? He's like, yeah. Like
He could do it so much. He was
good luck,
I'd love
Lamar
to fight him
Odom.
again. Yeah. Oh, but Bo, listen. Riddick Bowe of now is not, and he had, people don't realize this. Bo won the Junior Olympics at 14 years, at 147. I mean, it's crazy.
He won the Junior Olympics at 14?
Yeah.
No, 147.
Oh, okay.
He weighed 147.
147 pounds.
Whoa.
What
do you have, a growth spurt? Like a.
No, he was young. You can't be over 16 in the Junior Olympics, but it was the point I'm making is he had so many fights, so many amateur fights, and heavyweights. That's not a great thing because you take a lot of punching. And now, from what I'm hearing, he doesn't sound too good and stuff. So
let's stick with the heavyweights for a minute. Man, Tyson Fury has kind of dropped off the map, and I realize his daughter was born. She had some health issues, but he was all over social media for a month. And then the COVID thing happened. Fight got moved back, and I'm worried that this fight might not even happen. He just disappeared.
What's the date now? What is the date of the fight?
Current date is October 9th.
Okay, so he's got some time. So,
but I mean, he was talking all this smack. I mean, he shows him, working, and then he said he's going to be 300 pounds. Yeah, he's going to fight at 300 pounds. Yeah, and then now he has just. I mean, and now it's popping up everywhere that the fight's in danger of not happening.
Yeah, well, who knows what's going on with his daughter though? That's the thing. I mean, that was one of the hardest things for me ever. I was supposed to fight when I had my first son. My son was going to be born, then I was going to fight Tyson. Then Tyson wound up getting arrested. It was something, and it wound up like it was.
Sounds like somebody else I know.
Yeah, it was terrible. I was wrongly accused
for kicking.
It was a misdemeanor.
It was a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
What happened? So
you know what? That was something that turned out to be one of the best things in my life because my dad got the best lawyer in town. Was still friends, Stewie Greenwald.
Stewie
Greenwald.
Stewie.
Yep.
Like from Family Guy.
No, Stewie Greenwald. I don't watch Family Guy. I never saw.
You never seen Family Guy?
No.
What's your favorite show? What do you watch? Bachelor in Paradise.
No.
I love that show.
My favorite show, Jersey Shore. I like Jersey Shore.
Holy shit.
No, Jersey Shore's good. No, I used to like Magnum P.I. That's not on anymore. Let me think.
Do you ever watch your old movies?
Do I watch old movies?
Your old movies, like the movies that you're in.
No.
Do you have them?
No. I have some VCR tape put out of my movies of all my old fights. I gotta get them put on to.
Yeah, put those on.
But I like garbage TV sometimes too. There's one now, this mob thing. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. There's a mob one out now.
When you were in New York, and I'm sorry, we'll get back to boxing, but when you were in New York, what did you have a mob experience? Like, did you know the mobsters like around the streets? Like, because you grew up kind of like at the end of that mob era.
But my dad,
when they were all getting arrested, you must have been a teenager.
My dad was really smart in the sense that that's the reason he got me out of New York because he didn't want that element in my.
So he knew
that. Everybody knew him. We grew up. I mean, we all grew up around these people. My gym in New York. My gym was contiguous to that means right next to the Bergen Hunt and Fish Club.
I know what that means.
Yeah, to the Bergen Hunt and Fish Club, which is Gotti's club, and all our bags said donated by John Gotti.
Did you ever see Gotti?
Yes.
Did you really?
Are you kidding?
No, I don't know. No, I'm not kidding.
His gym was right next to my gym.
That's awesome.
When I fought, what is awesome about that?
I don't know. Taking a picture with Gotti, that would be dope.
No, when I fought,
well, I guess you couldn't walk up and be like,
when I fought the Hebrew Hammer, this guy, I can't remember his name. He used to be called Gangland. He'd write a thing about all the mob guys, and he said there wasn't a mobster left in New York City because they were all at my fight when I fought the Hebrew Hammer.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder. So, I mean, I wonder if, like, in the mob in New York, like, were you not messed with because you were Lou Savarese?
What do you mean?
Like, your name, did it carry weight?
No, I was a nice guy. That's why I wasn't messed with. But
Well, I mean, I mean, I'm sure walking around, you're huge. You know, you're big for your age. You're walking around. You know, you're a boxer. Like, did they come to your fights and they just left you alone?
no, they were just regular guys. I mean, but they just happened to be.
Did Gotti ever say hello to you?
Yeah, of course. He's in the gym right next. He used to come to my gym all the time.
Just said, "What's up, Lou?" That's crazy
His
to
son
me.
is-
Like, I mean, look, we don't. I'm from Texas,
son-
man. That's like
his son-
George Strait walking
his-
up and being like, "What's
his
up,
son-
Jeff?"
His
Like,
son, I always see his son and stuff. And then Sammy the Bull's got a podcast right now. I cannot believe it.
what? Oh, that's right. He
shocked.
did get out.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's got a podcast. That's nuts.
Wow.
Can we
Man.
listen to it?
Yeah.
I bet his podcast. If his podcast is better rated than us.
Dude, I would love. I'm gonna ask Sammy the Bull if he can call in, dude,
I got a good story.
because he might have a story about you.
Did you ever see? Yeah, I'm sure he was at a couple of my fights. But my old trainer Gallagher put up his house to get Gotti out of prison one time.
I'm gonna tag him. I wonder if he's on Twitter. You think Sammy?
What?
Sammy's on Twitter?
Right. Who? He
You think
probably
he's
is.
on Twitter? Oh my god, we're gonna try this. That'd be awesome.
Don't tweet Sam. But anyway, did you ever
Have
see
a
the
hit
show
out on
Mob Wives? That was I was in a wedding party with one of the guy that was he's in the witness protection program. We were in the same wedding party.
Patrick Harrell says he remembers the Columbo. Columbo
yeah.
sent your family flowers.
Oh wait, no. No, he's talking about Columbo was in my school. He was one of my the big Joe Columbo's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in my school. He was in my brother's class. And
We are way off topic. All right.
well, the mob had a big influence in the old.
Well, boxing too. Yeah, we've talked about that a bunch. How they just rig fights.
Palermo, Philly. It was big.
Because it was gambling, and then they would rig the fights, and
it was kind of hard to get anywhere if you didn't have.
Yeah, but now I mean, there's so much money in it. There's no.
Do you remember the biggest fight that they fixed?
I can't say it, but I know.
All right. Yeah, well, Sammy the Bull might get on us.
But they didn't fix it because he wound up losing anyway.
Huge
but
fights.
The fix was in.
Huge fights coming up. We talked about this fight being called off already, but it looks to be back in the works, which would probably be the biggest fight of the year. Is Canelo Plant. It looks like they are set again for November. They were going to fight, had the paperwork in front of them, and then we've mentioned it before on the show. They didn't sign. Canelo wanted some more money. They wanted to fight on the Mexican Independence weekend.
Yeah.
It got canceled, but it looks like in November they are set to go at it.
Man, I hope it comes off. That's gonna be bad for boxing. It's great. Remember how excited we were when we heard about the fight happening. Mm-hmm. It's just I just don't want to. This is just not a good wave. No pun intended. But you got. You have
everything just keeps moving down.
When we were starting to see all these great fights coming about, but
you bring up a good point with with the Pac-Man fight. Spence getting his eye hurt. Yeah. The COVID Tyson Fury getting moved out. Teofimo Lopez got moved. Yeah. All these fights just keep moving back, and then you had the Canelo fight getting canceled. It's just
oh, man,
one of these has to happen.
I just pray Lenny Dykstra and Aaron Carter don't push back. That's
the big one.
One of them get arrested probably.
An unexpected good result is when Joshua and Usyk fight in September.
Yeah. See, nobody's talking about that yet. I can't. That's one of those undercard, like not undercards.
As a fighter, I'm really excited about not Spence pulling out, but the guy he's fighting. That's going to be a really good fight.
It's going to be a good
fight this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good fight, man.
And with all of these fights getting moved back, that means that Joshua and Usyk is pretty much going to get all the spotlight. Like after August is
they're probably sitting at home.
I don't know what you can do for Pacquiao, but it's just more and more adds to his allure. It's just,
if you weren't
for a fighter, he doing that. That's amazing.
If you weren't a fighter, like. Since Spence pulled out, of course, everybody was going to order it. Probably be a massive pay-per-view thing. Are you going to order it, or will you go somewhere and watch it?
No, I would order it.
You order it? Yeah. You order it too? I mean, y'all are both fighters, professionals, so I would order this too, just because I've done my research. But to the general public,
maybe watch it at the gym.
That'd be great. We can have a little party here.
Yeah, Clara, but she come
over. Yeah, we can do it. So this weekend we're talking about the Spence pulling out. You got Pacquiao, Ugas fighting this weekend. The Tyson Fury fight, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Is in potential jeopardy.
It is, man. It looks to be and I hate this for boxing.
God, I hate to keep beating it to death, but can you imagine how much money's on the line for Pacquiao if he loses this fight? I mean, that's pretty much his career.
I'm worried about Pacquiao this weekend. I really am.
It's probably.
I've watched 3 of this Usyk guy's fights this past weekend, and man, this guy can punch. Like, he can punch, and if Pacquiao gets in trouble,
Pacquiao, dude, that's pretty good, man. It's good. It's great, man. I mean, I don't know who his manager is, but I'm sure it's people. My manager would have died if he and for all the right reasons, but he didn't want me. He told me not to fight I fought.
Do you have history this week?
I do.
Okay. All right. You want to get into it now?
Sure.
Let's do history because we're talking about all these old fights and Lou beating people up. So let's do some history.
That's not true.
You were not in court for kicking a dude in the face.
Let me think.
Just say you plead the fifth.
No, I was protecting my friend.
There you go. It's female, right?
No, it was Paulie Edwards.
Paulie Edwards.
Yeah.
Are all these people going to be at your Hall of Fame speech? Because you're going to take over the whole place. Like, these people are going to be wild. Or at least the restaurant afterwards.
We were driving cross country one time, me, Paul Edwards, and somebody else, and we were driving here. My first time driving to Houston, and I had this big car. We called it the Yom Kippur Clipper, and because all Hasidic Jews in New York drive cars like this, and we were driving back, and I drove almost the whole way. We're in Alabama, and I'm starting to fall asleep, and I said, "Man, when do you guys drive?" So he gets in the car. He's driving literally like 10 minutes. I look, and I see a state trooper. I was like, "Oh man!" We get pulled over, and he had a bit of an arrest record. They ripped our car apart. It was terrible.
How many times you been arrested?
Once, maybe.
Well, we know once you were in.
Yeah. Once or twice.
So that's it.
That was wrong. Yeah, I used to be an angry kid. So.
Me too. All right, let's go with some history.
Alrighty, on today, August 18th, 1958, Floyd Patterson stops Roy Harris in the 12th round to retain heavyweight.
Was that 15 rounds?
15 rounds.
You know what? And DeMarcus knows. Do you know what's so cool about this? Roy Harris is from Cut and Shoot, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Cut and Shoot, Texas.
Yep. Right down the street.
He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. No, wait. Who this was? Who did he fight?
Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson. Yeah, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in a with no shoes on. And he had they say Cut and Shoot, Texas.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Love it.
And it's real quick. His brother Henry Harris, who's been a trainer here, he's got 3 nephews that fought, and he's still got a guy that's fighting.
This is why we do history, y'all. Lou, I swear to God, has the most incredible memory. Every time we do, it could be 1908, and Lou has a story, a memory, something, everything.
Henry Harris had the biggest hands, either him or Brad Van Pelt, the football player. Huge hands.
Harris actually knocked Patterson down in the second round, and Patterson came back to knock him out in the 12th.
That's cool. And then the Henry Harris, did he fight Liston too? Mm-hmm. He did. Okay.
Ooh, Sonny Liston.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. August 17th, 1938, Henry Armstrong defeats Lou Ambers by 15-round decision to win the lightweight championship at Madison Square Garden.
That's one of the things that I love about your fighting career is that you got to fight in Madison Square Garden in front of your home crowd. Like, dude, that is a dream.
And probably my top 3 fondest memories of boxing was in Madison Square Garden, but it wasn't a pro fight. It was my amateur fights. It was so cool. But all my friends would come. I mean, we'd have so many people, and they would just go crazy. It was so much fun, man. It would be
That's badass.
Yeah.
By the way, Scott Herkett said the cop said Lou smelled like alcohol. Lou said, nah, I just ate a Sabret's hot dog.
Gross. That's a dirty word, dog. Dude, you better stop, because I got a lot of stuff.
Scott's calling in Wednesday. Scott, you're calling in at 7:30.
I got a lot of stuff on there, bro. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Big show next week.
Woo. August 15th, 1966. Jose Torres beats Eddie Cotton by 15-round decision to retain WBA and WBC light heavyweight titles.
So Jose was a really good fighter, light heavyweight, and he was the commissioner of boxing. We lived in the same building.
Of course he did.
Yeah, great guy. On Fulton Street.
Of course he did.
On Fulton Street, we lived in the same building.
Golly.
Nicest guy you ever meet.
Wasn't he a Custom Auto project too?
Yeah.
We could be at a convenience store in El Paso and walk in and buy just a hot dog, and you would know somebody, like the clerk or something. Like unbelievable.
My daughter says I know everybody.
You do.
A bit loquacious.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
What else we got?
August 14th, 1903. James Jeffries stops James J. Corbett in the 10th round of a 20-round fight
that was a huge
to retain.
Gentleman Jim Corbett. The movie about him. Who played that? I can't remember who played the part of Jim Corbett.
I have no idea. Sorry, I got it. Sorry, this is important.
They used to fight all the time, him and his brother.
All right, what do we got?
More. Ooh.
Michael Moore.
Otherwise, I got some funny stuff.
More August 18th. I think this is the last one. 1979 in Atlantic City. Matthew Saad Muhammad beats John Conti to retain the lightweight title.
Matthew Saad Muhammad and Holyfield. No. Matthew Saad Muhammad and
Dwight Muhammad Quaid.
Quaid, yeah, that was a war.
Ooh, yes, it was.
Wars, man. That was crazy.
Man.
I trained at Ringside Gym in Manhattan. I trained with Dwight Muhammad and Quaid.
What's your favorite gym you've ever trained in?
Oh, that's a good question. Downtown.
Going to the Olympics, like
no, my favorite gym. Well, I mean, the Olympic Training Center, but I love the gym downtown.
I do like that gym. I've been there twice, and it is, man.
And Bobby,
the raw. It's like one of those things that you see in the movies, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like a Rocky, like where Rocky captured the essence of being.
There's a book.
It's awesome,
man.
Man.
It was a book. It was a pictorial book, and I can't remember the guy's name that did it, but it was amazing. It was called Broken Noses, and he took pictures of boxing gyms all over the world. It was really cool.
Roy Romano says hello, Lou.
Big Roy, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, he says what's up, Lou. By the way, I gotta say, y'all, like DeMarcus Jones is a married man. Like I got some messages about DeMarcus, like if he was married or not. DeMarcus the Encyclopedia Jones is a married man. Trainer up in here. Look, if you want to get hands on with him, come train with him over here at Savarese Fight Fit. Like he's all about it.
We have a hot mom discount.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Comes with a pair of tights.
I didn't put them on, but I had those out last week.
Thank you.
Well, I'll put them on. Look, I started to get back in shape. I don't want to see a man with
a camel toe. It's disgusting, dude.
You were wearing a romper, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Listen,
you were wearing a one-piece romper last week.
I have no problem with that.
I'm gonna wear some tights, bro. Me and you boxing. You're wearing a romper. I'm wearing tights.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That'll be a two-hit fight. We'll hit you. You're gonna hit the floor. Come on.
That's all right. I'll get on YouTube. Gleason Gym. Gary Salusi said.
Gleason's, yeah.
But downtown though. Just speaking of like Bill's, Bobby's
gym.
Gym.
A great gym. Gleason's is it's probably the oldest gym in New York now. Bruce Silvergate, great guy, owns it, and it's been holding on for a long time, and it's crazy.
The one thing I love,
and he was the first time to do white collar boxing. He actually.
What I love about Bobby's Gym downtown, and of course you guys have all trained there. You still train people there.
I'm gonna be trained there again.
Is the boxers that are in there are phenomenal. These are world's best boxers, and they all appreciate each other, respect each other, and they learn and watch each other. It's badass, man. It's crazy.
I've been saying that for so long. I mean, there's no color, there's no racism.
I was just gonna say that
we don't look at color. I mean, just
everyone there is there for the same thing.
Yeah,
so
every walk of life and everybody.
Like just the other day, I trained the other morning with Dwight, and I got to sit down and have a conversation with Brian Jennings because he was
nice.
He was watching me, and he's like, "Hey, you should do this and do that," and we sat and talked for a bit. And here I am. This is a guy who fought Klitschko for the heavyweight title of the world, and we're just sitting talking.
And you're just bullshitting with him like it's nothing.
And I was just talking about the fight today. There was something done in that fight I never saw before. Klitschko was so big and strong. A lot of the Russians do it. He would put his hand out. He would take Jennings' head and kept doing it the whole time. So Jennings would try to get inside, and Klitschko would just take him and push him to the side, and he'd have to start over again. It was amazing. I was at that fight.
I was down there watching Pro Regis train for his last fight.
Yeah.
And just the fighters that were in there. Yeah. I mean, I was just bullshitting with Shockey. I mean, one of the greatest fighters like that. I mean, if you watch Shockey fight, he's phenomenal. Like just sitting there,
better and better.
And he's like, "Here, do this," and he's hitting the bag, pop, 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 and people they're filming Regis for the Triller, event, but. They kind of have one guy's like, man, who's that? And Shockey's hitting it, and these great fighters. Yeah, man.
Shockey's in a lawsuit right now, but if we get him off, he's probably going to be one of the guys on the card that we're going to do the 20th.
Oh man, that would be a huge card. You got DeMarcus, Shockey, and you.
A beautiful venue too. Have you ever been to Bayou Event Center just south of 610? Beautiful spot.
Yes, sir. I mean, look, we're going to announce next week, but January 20th, Lou Savarese is fighting somebody. We'll announce it next Wednesday, also with a call-in from your buddy. That'll be fun, because I want to, from Scott, I want to hear.
You're not going to understand him, God.
I want that.
It makes me sound like Tip O'Neill, dude. He's not. Why? I can't hear. What are you kidding me?
Who's Tip O'Neill?
Tip O'Neill was the Speaker of the House for that was Reagan administration, I believe.
We got 5 minutes left. I want to. DeMarcus brought up an incredible thing before the show, and I wanted to bring this up to you. Do you think there should be instant replay in boxing? And if so, how would you do it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the reason why I say no is just I just want to keep the. How do I say this?
But the integrity, I think, almost is lost.
Yeah, I don't want to change everything. I mean,
what fight were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about the Franco and Maloney fight, where apparently Maloney pulls out, right?
In the second
because of a cut, and there wasn't one, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the second fight, and not only was that it was a cut and it was swelling, and they were saying, "Oh, accidental headbutt," accidental headbutt, fights and no contest, but. After showing the replay of the fight, there was no headbutt.
Yeah.
He was just getting.
No, it happens. I mean, but you still have. I mean, you're somewhat redeemed. I mean, look what happened with Regis when that guy said he didn't go.
Oh yeah, Ivan Redkach with the phantom low blow.
Yeah,
Ivan Redkach, is it?
Ivan Redkach, and he sold it too. Had his wife come over there, and he's laying on the ground.
Well, so that goes into exactly what I'm saying. All right, so we were talking about this. Like, you couldn't do an instant replay right after the round because you only have 1 minute in the corner, and you're trained to sit there for 1 minute, get back up, and go fight. You can't sit there for 2 minutes. It ruins your legs, everything, your momentum. What DeMarcus was saying is maybe after the fight they go look at it and either deduct points.
Wait a second, though. I think I'm almost sure, unless I'm just dreaming about it, but I'm almost sure they were using replay for a while. They tried to do it. They tried replay. I'm almost sure they were doing it and looking at stuff. They go back and look.
Well, yeah, I mean, so it takes a while, right?
It happens every once in a while in a fight where something might be ruled a knockdown. I forget which fight it was.
Yeah, and the referee will go over and look at it. Yes, absolutely. I've seen
and the referee will go look at it and then be like, no knockdown, things like that. Because something like that could be the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, it makes your career.
But that's probably... whatever sanctioned body. I'm going to find out.
But there's a lot of fights that happened where people's careers have been ruined on things that didn't happen.
What we're just talking about with when for hitting after the bell. We were talking about it. Remember with
Roy Jones?
No. That
obviously
that was in the Olympics, but that was Holyfield that hit after the bell. That was
I mean,
clinch. There's
a lot of things that have happened, like deducting points. Stuff like the ref can deduct a point in the middle of the round or after the round or whatever.
Before it was. It's 2 words. It was the guy that he what's his name? He did it. Remember? Oh my God!
I was complimenting
my
you.
dementia's coming in.
I was complimenting on your great memory.
Remember when the guy he got hit for hitting after the bell and he wound up? They lost him. He lost the fight, and he's going to be fighting somebody soon. There are 2 old guys that are fighting now, and you said it's going to be a good fight.
Oh yeah,
yeah, baby. Did we get it? We should play charades. Who was it?
I don't remember.
I'll let you think on it.
Ortiz, I think. Ortiz.
Oh yeah, Victor Ortiz and Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, but Ortiz did that to...
Ortiz did that to Floyd Mayweather.
See that? That's what I said.
Good job, Lou. Look, before we get out of here, one more time, we lost a great coach here in Houston, Coach Saul, a great friend of both of these guys right here. Nothing but love for his family, condolences and everything for them. You have great memories with him and DeMarcus too.
And, I said it's just amazing. Yeah, it's this guy. He was like, you talk about humbling. Literally, I'd be like tapping out. He's choking me. He was amazing. He was a great guy.
That's awesome, man.
Hard worker, too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a sad story.
Get your shot, too, man. This guy, he would have lived. I don't want to get into it, but he's just a great guy. And man,
sure. DeMarcus, final thoughts other than, do you know anybody you're going to fight? Do you have any names in line?
I don't have any names yet that'll actually kind of be up to them.
Yeah, promoter.
Whoever it is it going to go past 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not going to. He's not going to. He's got a lot of experience.
You want to fight a celebrity? One of the Pauls.
I'd fight them both
at the same time.
At the same time.
Oh man, you were 2-time world champion
in Taekwondo. Yes. And I had 5 kickboxing fights.
Man, and he's married, so you know.
Yes, I am. I am happily married.
Man, what a show, guys!
This week,
unbelievable. Last thoughts on this Saturday's fight?
You're not married, are you?
No, sir. No, sir. Pac-Man and Ugas coming up. What round and when, DeMarcus?
Pacquiao by decision.
I'm going to say Pacquiao by decision, too.
Really? All 12? Yeah. Pacquiao by decision. Ugas in 9.
Ooh. Good.
I've been watching this. Dude, this guy, man, he is no joke. Like, I mean, I think that...
you got to be careful, though.
Careful I was going to say, be careful with people that have nothing to lose.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you watch, like it's like, it happens lots of times. Guys will be in camp with a guy and they'll say, "Oh, he's doing so good," but you're looking at that guy. You got to look at both guys and see.
Scott Urquhart says he'll fight you. So.
Oh my goodness!
There you go.
I took a dump yesterday, way more than him, man. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, dude.
Hey man, look, we're running up against it, man. I want to thank everybody for watching Lights Out with Lou Savarese.
You start smoking crack. What do you fight me? Oh my God.
We talked about mob stuff. We talked about all the fighters and especially the Pac-Man fight coming up. If y'all didn't hear the whole show, log into wherever you get your podcast. It's on Lights Out with Lou. Just type it in, say it in. We're there. We'll see you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're going to find out who Lou Savarese is fighting and who DeMarcus the Encyclopedia Jones is fighting, man.
And DeMarcus will still be married, probably.
No.
Probably. I hope she's not watching.
Me too.
All right, y'all.
We are going to a rave after this.
I'm actually going out. I'm going to Bottle Blonde over there.
I heard. Somebody told me that.
Did they?
Somebody called me and said, "Oh, you're going to Bottle Blonde?" I said, "Who's Bottle Blonde?" And they said, "It's a bar." I didn't know about it.
I'm heading over there now, man. Y'all meet me up, man. Thank you to DeMarcus Encyclopedia Jones. Thank you to Lou Savarese. Thank you to Maxx Sports putting on this show. You guys are awesome, man. We'll see you on Wednesday. Stay tuned.
Do we have takeout music too?
No fear, no shedding tears, keep pushing beyond the limit. These fighters beyond timid, can't hang with me off the ropes. I been dog them all through the city. Say New Orleans my home. I dream of fighting in domes. You can't step in my territory, you won't make it home. In this world, I'm a champion, Rougarou on the throne. High bask in the ambulance, they gon' need him an ambulance. Nonchalance in my walk through. Flat on the beach, it's gon' cost you. Call it shots like a boss who died from the left. Look